YouTube family. Auntie is here. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture. We got a lot to dissect and pull out. We're going to start with this hug. It's not cute not knowing. Now you're going to know. Come on. Somebody somewhere needs a hug. Let's start with this the topic this week. Anita Baker and Babyface. Why did she kick him off the tour? Was it because in the past they had beef? 2006, he had to sue her for not paying him for his work. This tour has been rocky, and I knew after yesterday's reports, I said, it's going to end. And it sure did, with Anita Baker saying she's tired of getting bullied by fans. She's tired of the verbal abuse, threats of violence. If you want your money back, you can get it back, but he's off my tour. This is my tour. She says she fears for her safety. Babyface has responded, I have nothing but love and respect for Anita Baker, and I wish her the best. What happened? What really happened? Like, you really got to think about it. Okay, Anita can be a little petty. She can be a little difficult. But what pushed her to the point? She said something telling, and this is the Columbo coming out. For those who are like, who's Columbo? Google him. He was a TV detective. He was the best. She said, tell the truth, Babyface. And she mentioned something about a white man in the back controlling things. Could have been the management. Could have been the fallout. Because they had beef in the past. This probably should have never came to be. Like, y'all really don't get along. You do your tour, you two. And need to go by yourself. Tour by yourself, baby. Tour by yourself. Because I'll forget to talk about it. Did something happen to spur her to go on the social media rant, to decide that this isn't working? Because yes, she can be difficult. But did something push her for her to get into this space? You got two great artists. They probably should have never toured, especially after he sued her in 2006. Some things are just like, just leave it alone. But did Anita feel like her life was threatened? And I know people can be cruel and cyber bullies, but the fact of the matter is they probably should not have gone on tour together. It's over now. There won't be no reconciliation. Anita gonna give everybody their money back that mad that Babyface is not on the bill, and she'll do the show by herself. But did she have a reason to feel like her life was in danger? You know, with the threats, and I'm gonna tell you something, nobody likes to be harassed. Nobody. This is going to be interesting. Well, Nicki Minaj is going to look a little different because she got the breast implants taken out. I think as women get older, they're starting to get rid of all of the accessories, the butts, the breast implants, as they think about their health. But Nicki is going to look a little bit different. There is something I wanted to bring up. The Olympic sprinter Tori Bowie. She was in Rio and Beijing and London. Her very untimely death at the age of 32. She was 8 months pregnant, and she died during childbirth. 8 months. She went into labor. The autopsy came back. Respiratory distress and that eclampsia. A lot of women's pregnancies do not go well. 22 years ago, I had eclampsia. It's a condition where if they catch it, you're either going to have to be monitored or put on bed rest, but it's got to be watched. They're thinking maybe she didn't even know she had the eclampsia. For me, they discovered it. They said the baby got to come now. We're talking, my baby was due. I was supposed to have a baby June 19th. He came May 9th. He was way early, fit into the palm of my hand. But I ran into these problems, and many women do. And it's not talked about the many women that we lose during childbirth or women who have gone through stuff during the pregnancy. The health of the woman during pregnancy is so important. And this story, it was just so sad. And just want to keep her family in prayer. You got to think, she was an Olympic runner. She was in great shape. But she died during childbirth. 8 months pregnant. Whoopi Goldberg says she wants a new job, and she wants that new job to be the new host of The Wheel of Fortune. Pat Sajak just announced that he's leaving after 41 years. Next year will be the last. And everyone's like, who's going to get the job? Will it be Ryan Seacrest? Now Whoopi Goldberg is like, I want it. I got to tell you, from the articles that I read, some people are so mean. There are some people who really hate Whoopi. Now, probably because of her views, The View, and all of that, but the amount of hatred that is put towards Whoopi, it's like, dang, y'all really feel like that? But she said she would like to be the host. Now, a lot of you said, okay, Pat Sajak leaving, what about Vanna? Well, I'm hearing that Pat Sajak wants his daughter to be the new Vanna White. You got to think, if Pat Sajak is leaving, it can't be too long for Vanna, whether she wants to or not. Pat Sajak is 76. This is going to be interesting. How about that Tyler Perry? I am still smiling ear to ear. Paramount that sold off BET, BE Plus, and then they threw in VH1. For the first time in 21 years, BET has black ownership. And they threw in VH1. Now, everyone's like, what's the programming going to be? Is he going to get rid of, the raunchy videos? What's going to happen? Well, we're going to find out. Congrats to Tyler Perry. The Wonder Years is returning to ABC, and I just figured out what it is that I love about this show. It's set in the late 60s. And it's a midsummer replacement. This summer you're going to see Patti LaBelle, Tituss Burgess, Wayne Brady, a bunch of guest stars, Donald Faison. It dawned on me why I like this show and why I put such a smile on my face. The Wonder Years reminds me of my parents in that era. Just that era. The music, the station wagon, my parents. And I think for a lot of people, that nostalgia of just growing up. The Wonder Years was a really popular show. Then they did the black version. This is the black version with Dule Hill. But the show is so endearing and just so moving. I love this show. It's returning to the Wednesday night lineup on ABC. Fans of Lady Gaga are very upset with her. She has a new commercial. I didn't even know it was a commercial. I saw Lady Gaga come up, and I was like, what's she doing? It's an ad for migraine headaches. But she was doing all this weird moving and stuff. Her fans are upset, and they said, Lady Gaga, this is not a good look. And it's not. Some people said you can't be that hard up for money to do a spot like this. And I was like, they're right. Her image, acting, and just, when you see it, you're going to know what I mean. You're going to be like, oh, I see what Patty was talking about. It's just very strange. And I'm like, Lady Gaga, why would you do this? Kind of weird. Kevin Costner, we talked weeks ago how his wife said, I'm leaving you. You work too much. She had an ironclad prenup. She fighting that prenup. He's been married to her for a while. And they got kids. But she died. She won't leave her home. Kevin Costner said, you divorced me, then leave. Then leave. She's going to fight that prenup, and she will not leave that home. And he's offered her millions to go away. The Weeknd has a new show on HBO. I have not watched it, because anytime the kids be like, don't watch it. Because I know I get upset. It's called The Idol. I hear it's very raunchy. So many people turned off by the just graphic sex scenes that aired on Sunday. And it's about a pop star, like a Britney Spears type, and she gets into a cult on The Weeknd. He's the head of the cult, and they say the scenes are extremely graphic. Have you watched The Idol? What do you think? You know, my son, he told me, he said, don't be watching Euphoria. He said, because you love Zendaya and you're not going to like it. And I watched one episode and I was like, that's when I realized, you're older, Patty. Some of this stuff ain't for you. Even though I'm sure it's a great show, but I just knew it wasn't for me. Do you watch The Idol? And what do you think? Because they're telling The Weeknd, dude, stick to singing. If you watch it, leave a comment. Tank has released his tiny desktop. He just backed Babyface on his. Well, now Tank, y'all know he's one of my favorites. I love Tank. He's done one, and he's got actor, singer Luke James in the background. Luke James can sing. He played Johnny Gill in the New Edition story. He can sing, he can sing, he can sing, he can sing. Tank can sing too. You're gonna enjoy it. But Luke James is really showing out the great vocals that he has. I brought up some questions about, does Anita have a point? What really happened? Did she fear for her life? A lot of questions there. Leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel. You never miss a thing. You know, this is like a good thing of gumbo. Sometimes I'll be serious. Sometimes I'll be silly as hell. And then sometimes there'll be some wisdom thrown around. This one of them days I was just a little bit serious. But leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. I'm Patty Jackson. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. It's not cute not knowing, and now you know. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture.